Hi. So, ow. I was being a bad girl and sitting with my um feet, like under my butt, and that wasn't the best decision. Now my ankle hurts. But I did get what we're supposed to do done today, which is golf with your friends and backgammon. You'll notice that there's a third option, which was actually supposed to be it was supposed to come out on April Fool's Day 2 days ago, and I guess I didn't. Not sure how that happened, but how do you have two wandering traitors? I thought there was like one wandering traitor. Oh, I am so confused now. Anyway, I am very happy because I got up to. I'm gonna be working on page 219 as soon as I get off of here. I am most likely not gonna go the full time today because I want to get that done, and the next chapter is only like 5 pages. So the next chapter is actually Sean and Ashley's. I mean, not Sean and Ashley's, but Sean's 17th birthday. Sean and Jesse's 17th birthday. I don't know why, but my brain seems to think that Ashley. When we're talking about that Sean and Jesse are. I mean, Ashley and Jesse are interchangeable. And, like I said, I don't know why. Doesn't make sense. It's just, they end up being interchangeable, and I don't know why. So, anyway, I think my scatterbrainedness is getting worse. So, like I was saying one time, I might need to get some of those focus pills or something. I don't know. And I'm working without my glasses right now because they messed up. They went with, everybody holds their head up prim and proper. So, we'll just put her being able to read right here. Well, I don't hold my head prim and proper. I never have. I never will. Probably. It's just not a natural thing for me. So, the doctor, took my glasses. They're gonna hopefully fix it to where I can read. 'Cause the whole thing is that the only way that I was able to read is if I held my phone, in my hand at a certain distance. If I held my hand at held my phone at a certain distance, totally flat, and, held my held my glasses about a quarter of an inch above my nose, and then I could read it. Normally I wouldn't do that. Normally on Minecraft I like to preserve life. But right now I'm trying to get all this out of here. So, I want you. I mean, I would love it if people would start buying my books so they can find out what happens in my books. The problem is that I, I can't give you what happens next in the story unless everyone starts reading my books. And then there's going to be somebody who hasn't read my books that wants to and hasn't been able to yet, and they're going to get upset because I'm going to give spoiler alerts. So, anyway, Sean has gone out on a date with his girlfriend, and um, Jesse warns him that he better get her home on time because her dad has a sword in one hand and a gun in the other, and he barely makes it, like it's right before curfew, like maybe 5 minutes or less. And so he gets her home on time, and he totally made up an excuse why um he totally made up an excuse why they were together when they walked in. So she goes to her room and he goes to his room, and um that's pretty much the end of the night. Well, Sean has two copies of a movie, and I'm not mentioning the name. I'm just going to say that it's a movie that has both Dolly Parton and Burt Reynolds in it. And the guy who plays Gomer Pyle, because I don't remember his name right now. And I probably wouldn't believe Google if I did look it up. Not that I think that, Google doesn't know the answer, just sometimes she doesn't give the right answer. Like the other day, I asked. Oh, okay. Yeah. I asked Google to play Mr. Policeman. And I meant by Brad Paisley, but I wasn't sure if it was by Brad Paisley, so I didn't say by Brad Paisley. I just said, play Mr. Policeman. Well, she wasn't listening properly because there's a song that is just Policeman, and that's not the song I wanted by a singer I've never heard of. Um, and anyway, so I asked again. Well, that didn't work either. So finally, my husband had his HG play it, and that worked. Because I just couldn't remember who sang it, so I couldn't say by Brad Paisley. I'm not condoning what happens in the song, but I like it. um, okay, what is this? They're gonna all go in the chasm together? like some evil Kool-Aid thing. Yeah, that's the other thing. Okay, so like I want to put that they were drinking Kool-Aid, but at the moment I've got it saying cherry sugar flavored water. That was the closest I could come up with, right? So like if I wanted to put Kool-Aid, is it okay? My sister says yes, as long as you say what it is and she says that I could put the name of the movie in there, no problem. And um like if they're going to watch a movie and I specifically mean say Quigley Down Under or Dick Tracy, then with Warren Beatty, by the way. Um Quigley Down Under has Tom Selleck and I'm never gonna remember her name, and I feel bad about that. Um, but the one that plays Crazy Cora, if you've actually seen the movie, and if you haven't seen the movie, it's on YouTube right now. Unless they change the movies at the beginning of the month. Um, they usually wait until about the third or fifth. Today being the third, they may be, they may change it. But he's playing Matthew Quigley, and she's Crazy Cora, like I said. And I'm pretty sure it's the same lady on Pretty Woman as Kit Toluca. So like I know this actress from memorable roles, but I just don't remember her name. Um, anyway, my sister says that, if I want to, put the name of movies in my book, then I can do it. But just in case, I went and put um okay, so Sean has two copies of that Dolly Parton Burt Reynolds movie that I will not mention on stream. It's one that I can mention on GTA, but I just don't think that it's appropriate for um I just don't think it's appropriate for a Minecraft video that a child may watch, So, but the thing is that my brain must have been, like wanting to watch that movie or something because that's what they were watching. I mean, that's what Morgan was watching on TV. But the problem is that um she was watching it on a commercial channel, not a commercial free one, a commercial channel. And I know you're saying that they're all rich. Why can't they have commercial free channels? But I was thinking that maybe they were watching Samsung TV Plus. Although I don't know that Samsung TV Plus would have that movie on there. I don't know. But I didn't, it wasn't important to say, how she was watching it on TV. It was just important to have her be watching it on TV, and the news people interrupted it because Sam Crenshaw was in a drag race toward the cliff. That's what drinking will do for you, drinking alcohol. Um, because if they would have been driving the other way, it wouldn't have been a big deal. They probably still would have interrupted it, but they were like driving toward the cliff, and there was a tree up there. And so Sam Crenshaw goes and crashes into it, and it falls off into the ocean, but he doesn't. So, somebody is gonna say that next time somebody needs to crash into that, there's like two trees up there, and in another chapter, somebody's gonna say that next time somebody needs to um sometimes I mean, yeah, next time somebody needs to is careening toward the edge like that, they're gonna be in big trouble because there's gonna be no more trees to catch them, to stop them. So anyway, Sam Crenshaw gets, you know, like 3 broken ribs, a broken right arm, because he's saying, too bad I'm left-handed, but a broken right arm and 2 broken legs. Don't know how he's going to get to school, but they'll manage. I didn't write that in the storyline, but maybe Sean's going to have to go and pick him up for school. Sean's strong enough to, get him into the vehicle without too much trouble, so. Anyway, anyway, but, so Sean has 2 copies of that movie. He goes upstairs, grabs the one, because there's like the special edition DVD. And then there's the regular DVD. It just has the movie on it. It doesn't have any like behind the scenes footage. Doesn't show that, they're like maybe trying to like maybe show how they made the movie, or like blooper reels or anything like that. I know regular DVDs have that sometimes, but like maybe it would have a extra scene like Coyote Ugly. It's not an extra scene in Coyote Ugly, it's actually just an extended scene. So, there's in the original DVD version. Okay. In the original DVD version, she's trying to explain how stage frighty she gets. I know that's not even saying it the way that you're supposed to say it in English, but she gets stage fright, so she's trying to explain that the only way that he could get her to sing the song herself is for him to disappear. And that's very important because at the end of the movie, um, she's got stage fright and he goes and turns off the lights, and then all of a sudden she's able to sing. And she does a really good job. And all she ever wanted to do was be the songwriter, have somebody else sing the song for them, for her. And so at the end of the movie, they're showing Leanne Rimes singing the song. And it doesn't sound, it doesn't sound right because, I mean, I know Leanne Rimes sings the song, but it doesn't sound right. It sounds like she put a spin on her voice that would make it sound different on purpose, so it would sound like two different people. But anyway, I put certain movies into my book, and so with that one, I didn't really explain what it was, I don't think, because there's just not a way that you can really explain that one without explaining that one. But the other one, if you've ever seen Sherlock Holmes with Robert Downey Jr., um, and I'm suddenly wondering if anybody ever calls him Bob, or is it just Robert? um, maybe it's like, if you call me Bob and we're gonna have words. I don't know. But, anyway, if you've ever seen the first Sherlock Holmes movie with Robert Downey Jr., there's a scene in there where he is tied to the headboard. And I'm not going to say what happens in uh, okay, I will say that the maid finds him, but I'm not going to say what happened for the rest of that. And I really think that maybe they should have extended it just a little bit longer to make that make more sense. Because you see him and his female friend, and they look like they're about to have a really good time. But, and I'm getting that phrasing from The Mummy, but anyway, they look like they're going to have a really good time. And then the next thing you see is that he's tied to the headboard, or handcuffed to the headboard. I think he's handcuffed. And he's got the key on a pillow, on his lap, but yeah, not giving more details than that. Anyway, so I put that scene into my book, and then another scenario was that Ashley was saying it wasn't her. She saw all the way up to the part where the prince is asking is ordering the good guy to surrender, but she couldn't keep her eyes open anymore. So, um, so she fell asleep. Well, that's The Princess Bride. I got really good at figuring out how to explain what movie it is, and I'm like really happy about that. So, another one, um, I couldn't think of I couldn't really think of a way to explain it at first, but then I'm like, yeah, it's the part where he says her name properly, and um, he takes her away from the quote bad guy, because technically her stepmom is the bad guy, Angelica Houston's character. You might remember Angelica Houston from the Addams Family movies. And that would have been great if Raul Julia had just lived. Because I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened right now, but apparently he passed away at 50 something. Anyway, he might have been younger than that even. I don't know. But anyway, whatever happened, he, passed away. And so they couldn't make any more movies. They probably would have made more movies. Um, but they didn't because um well, I think because he wasn't there to play Gomez. And I wonder how John Aston thought about that. Did he think that he played a good Gomez, or did he think, oh no, Gomez is me? I didn't even think about that until now. But there's a few different movies that I've put into my books that I just I basically dance around what the movie is, and I've gotten pretty good at it. But there's gonna be a problem coming up soon where Sean is going to get married to his wife, and then I'm going to want to tell y'all about everything, but like I said, there's the question right now of is Sean going to get together and marry Ashley, or is he going to um, leave her to Sam Crenshaw, or what? Um, so, like, I thought that would trigger people buying my books because, there's the question of, is it going to happen? I don't know. And then, I come up with little things to tell you guys to try to, um, try to get you to buy my books, get interested in them. And I come up with the problem of, I can't tell you that because that answers that question. But I definitely think that everyone should start at Esperanza's party and go from there because, those are the ones I like the best. Um, technically, Pirate's daughter is and Misfortune and Hard Times are just to kind of explain how how these certain characters fit into the storyline, and um, it explains it mostly good. Um, I just I like them, but I don't like them as much as I like Esperanza's Party, The Island, Lessons in Love, Test in Love, Caught, Solitary, um, Sweet Revenge, Summer Journey, you know, um, all those books. So, but but they're good too. Um, been working on Test and Love right now, and then Caught will be really good. I'm saying when Caught comes around, that will make me pretty happy because we've had Lessons in Love. That is huge title right there. Um, and then you got to add the title of the chapter. Cause I decided it was gonna be it was gonna be uh I'll use Test and Love as an example. Test and Love, chapter 30 hyphen whatever the chapter is, right? Because I can't think of what chapter 30 is right now. Chapter 30 is Almost Caught. So, so when I write that, when I put that in as the title, it's gonna be a little hard because I can put almost, but I don't think I could fit Caught in there at first, and then I'll be able to go and put it on the computer, and that's when I can add Caught. As long as I put it on there before it goes to Media Player. And anyway, so I've been having a little bit of trouble coming up with. I mean, the title, like I said, the titles, the pages, all that stuff is already there. It's just I gotta audio it so I can hear it, see if it sounds right and all that. Um, and I still have to go back in there and fix the parts where it's a horse instead of a motorcycle because I just decided time-wise the horse didn't work. The horse probably would work. Angel would probably work in that spot, but I don't know. Time-wise, it just doesn't seem right. So I'm thinking that we'll put in the the motorcycle, and I already put in I made the conscious decision that okay, I don't like the horse being in that spot because first of all, you'd probably kill him after the first two runs. And that's not okay. Um, and it's not a high backed motorcycle either. So that so that wouldn't really work. But if we, because in that one scene, Ashley kidnaps, or not Ashley, the ninja kidnaps Karen. That's her name, Karen. In that one scene, the ninja kidnaps Karen and has her on the back of the horse. Well, that wouldn't work necessarily on a motorcycle, except for that there's usually a little bar at the back of the motorcycle, um so um she'd probably just handcuff Karen's wrists around her, uh you know she'd probably have Karen put her arms out in front and connect the two sets of wrists together, and then that way she wouldn't fall off, or she'd be less likely to fall off. The ninja did that to Sean in one of the scenes. Why not? Um, so that's another thing though. I originally wrote it that the person who did it, their name was there the whole time. It wasn't the ninja, it was, you know, that person. But then that became a little bit of a problem because it's supposed to seem like Ashley went in her room and then the ninja went and did their thing. And it didn't end up being that way the way I originally wrote it. The way I originally wrote it, you can tell exactly who did it, and you're wondering why the heck are all the people in the book, questioning who did it, because obviously this says that this person actually did it. So, yeah. Um, that's the other thing that we need to do. Oh, because we were trying to stop the sheep from swimming in the swimming pool. I was like, why do we have this? And then I remembered last time we were on here, the sheep was swimming in the swimming pool. But there was no swimming pool. It just thought there was. Okay, so it's like I said, I want to work on my story, and one of the things that I need to do eventually here, and that means I'll have to upload another version of, I'll have to update the version of Lessons in Love because I'm going to write it a little bit different, because I was trying to make a conscious decision that I was going to change it a little bit, and I did, but I just didn't know how to do it at the time. So I didn't change anything. Well, then I changed one thing recently, and I was happy about that, but I didn't know how to change the rest of it. So I'm gonna have to figure out something. But like some of it I can just, change really easily, I think. But other stuff, I'm gonna have to figure it out, and it's gonna make the book a little longer, and I'm gonna have to redo chapters over again. Um, that's okay. Redoing chapters over again, that's fine. but I'm gonna have to do that eventually. I'm probably gonna finish this book and then go back and figure out uh, what chapter it is where the ninja took Ashley's horse. That's another reason because Ashley's able to go out places on her horse. Now, I want to come up with something for the book before Esperanza's party because one of the things that was stated um, in a recent uh, in Test and Love, the one that I'm working on, is that Ashley had a pink motorcycle and Ben ran it over in the garage. I don't know what happened, but Ben ran it over in the garage, and so she doesn't have the pink motorcycle anymore. And the thing is that she had it at the end of the school year, but she had it at the end of the school year, but she doesn't have it after that because, Ben ran it over. Well, then I was like, okay, so thanks to that, because I went with the American version where at one point in time you could be 14 and have your motorcycle license. As long as you can show them that you can use good judgment and not run people over and stuff. Um, like I was specifically thinking, as they described her in uh, Sorcerer's Stone, old Mrs. Fig, while she was crossing the street on her crutches. um, he would what's his name? Dudley would not have been able to get his motorcycle license, even though he um, was riding his racing bike. And if he's overweight and hates exercise, why would he want a racing bike? And Harry, Harry was questioning it. I was noticing everybody always calls him Harry Potter, Harry Potter, Harry Potter. Well, yeah, but if he wasn't famous, he'd just be Harry. Okay. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, perfect. Okay, I'm gonna make the trying to save your little butt and you fall down. There. Really? They're being such jerks right now. Um, anyway, I need to do that major rewrite, and I think if I tell you all enough, maybe I'll feel guilty about not doing it, and I'll actually do it, you know? Um, just, I want to finish the book that I'm working on right now, first, and, fix the little problems that the book has at the moment, and, oh boy. Fix the little problems that the book has at the moment and be able to. Well, then I guess you're going for a swim again, huh? At least your llama is. Um, I just want to finish. So once I made that decision, I've been making it sound like it's the ninja the whole time. And I'm done with the ninja parts at the moment. So I mean, I'm sure the ninja comes up later, but like I'm don't oh, I'm mostly done with the ninja parts. The part I'm at right now, the ninja has come to visit. Uh, the ninja has come to visit Sean, but isn't being mean about it. She wants her goodnight kiss. I'm pretty good at I'm pretty good at like I don't go and put those romance novel details into my book. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, um go pick a romance novel, one of the Harley Quinn ones, and you'll see what kind of details I'm talking about. Or you can watch Coyote Ugly. The oh the unrated version, the extended version. I don't know how they worded it, but there's that, and you get more than you bargained for on during that scene where they're trying to figure out how to get her over her stage fright. And they've got like cardboard Patrick Swayze, and that used to be a big thing, having the actors and actresses in your room with you on cardboard. It was a stand up thing, and you had like Patrick Swayze, you might have Candace Cameron, um, or I don't know what her name is now. I know that she's Candace Cameron, something that starts with the B, I think. Um, so I don't remember her name right now, but um, my sister's always reminded me that that's what it is. Um, but I remember her as Candace Cameron because she uh pretty much started out her career on Full House, and it was really cool Because I don't know if it was like a I miss my brother thing, or if it was just that they thought that, um, they thought, "Oh, can the two work together?" But whatever the reason that they came up with was it, they had Candace Cam, Candace Cameron's brother Kirk Cameron on one of the episodes of Full House, and he played Steve, the cousin that was kind of acting like a jerk, but just kind of. But like all of a sudden he's the cool kid, because he had zits and glasses and something else. I don't remember what it was. Um, but anyway, and braces. That's what it was. Zits glasses and braces. Um, yeah. So speaking of glasses, I love my frames. I can like look down and they will not fall off my face. I love them. Um, I also love that they're making my eyes work together instead of separately. I know that sounds like such a weird thing, but seriously, my eyes were working, um, not with each other, but I guess against. Anyway, it was really weird. And I'm hoping that I get my glasses back before the trip because I want to be able to say, "Hey, look." I know I'm like one of those weirdos that actually wanted glasses. Um, wanted to be able to see. And I still think that when I get my glasses back that I'm probably going to have the thing of um I'm probably going to have the thing of my reading glasses would probably be better for the job, but um I don't think they're going to fix that. I tried to explain it to her that, look, it's tiny writing and I cannot read it. And she seemed to be more interested in actually listening to what I had to say. It was a younger lady and, um, probably in her 20s. I have no idea, but it was a younger lady and she seemed to be like, "Oh, I think I see what's going on here," and wanted to fix it. Yeah. But pretty much, I really like the eye care place that we went to. And the best thing is that they're literally right around the corner from our house. We go down to the end of the street, cross the street, and go into that parking lot, and that's where our eye care place is. And it's really cool. So if I had to, God willing, I won't. But if I had to, I could walk over there in the middle of winter and say, "Hey, I need help." But God willing, I won't have to do that. Um, okay, so because I don't like going anywhere in winter. There's too much ice on the ground. They seem to like it better if I. One, two, one, two, one, two, one, two, one, two. Well, why didn't I do three? don't know. Huh. That's weird. Anyway, I want to work on my story today, and so I'm probably going to cut it short. Stop at 10 instead of 11. Um, or, I mean, because the alternative is to go and set Twitch side. Oh, you know what? Oh, good. Did you mean no, or... Because I would think that people would say yo diddy, not no diddy. I don't know. Not up on my slang, but... Okay, so... That is so annoying. I want to go and, watch certain videos. Um, DJ Go Ham. And his videos have been freezing up. We're stopped at the moment because I'm trying to, okay. There, I skipped past the trouble spot, I think. And hopefully it'll be okay. So, new window. Wait, what was that? Oh, Athena, goddess of wisdom. Okay. Why would you ever hire your cat to be a babysitter for your newborn? Okay. Why would you ever go to that? Oh my goodness. Not pictures downloads. Oh gosh. This is driving me crazy. That was gosh, not G-O-D. Just so everybody knows. Just so everybody's clear. Okay, games I like to play. Golf with your friends. So on my channel, I have games I like to play. That's got probably over 2,000 videos on it. Then I've got, the individual ones where you can watch nothing but golf with your friends if you want to. You can watch nothing but GTA. You can watch nothing but Minecraft, Just depends on your cup of tea there. And I do have a new game, but I'm going to wait until later to play it. What? Okay, that would be golf with your friends. This would be Pac-Man. Pac-Man. There we go. And then this would be Disneyland. Oh yeah, I've got a ton of Disneyland videos too. Well, maybe not a ton, but I've got a handful anyway. Okay. Wow, so it's been cold around here. So I've been actually having to turn on the heater in the mornings. Why 3? I don't know. Not important. Who is that? Okay, you would think that videos you watch all the time, you'd be able to tell who that person is in every single video. And no, there's a new guy on here. It's probably like, Jaleela's sister or Sammy's friend or something. I have no idea. I just know if I can get this down to the bottom, down to the water, then I will be happy because maybe the Wandering Traitor will want to go up instead of trying to drown himself. I may do, I don't know if I'm going to, but I may do like, take the gas station or, the cliff or, the cliff on the flat side, not the, pleated side, but the flat side. Take that and try to get it to, have that and then put like a lighthouse over there. Ooh, that'd be neat. There's not enough room though. So I'll have to figure out something. But, oh, that's not good. Okay, like I don't want that way. But I'm gonna have to have it that way for a minute. Oh, there we go. Okay. See, that's the water. And that's where it meets the water. And hopefully the Wandering Traitor will be smart enough to go over to this spot and like I said, I don't want it that way, but it's gonna have to be that way. There. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put one more up. Okay. They're driving me nuts. This whole project is driving me nuts, actually. I've got a more doable goal today because, usually I'm trying to get, 10 pages done. 10 pages just isn't a doable goal. But if I can finish this chapter and then I'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm almost done with the other chapter, even though I'm only on page 1, It won't be so bad. Wait. Okay. So The idea is not to spawn more sheep on the stairs or more chickens or more anything, wandering traitors. I think somebody said that there's only supposed to be one ever on the map, and I've obviously proven wrong. I don't know who said that either, but that might be a new thing, where you can have more than one wandering traitor. I don't know. But I do have the problem of I'm hungry. So I think I do need to get off of here. I'll come back on here later if I get all of the pages done that I want to get done. I'll get on here. That was the problem yesterday, is that I thought, okay, I can get these pages done before, before he gets home, and then we can, I was trying to finish the chapter, but it had like I had 9 or 10 pages left, and I just, there was no way. I was just like super distracted yesterday. If it wasn't Nash Bridges distracting me, it was, one of the cats, or or I also had an audio story playing on my computer. Mine, just in case anybody wants to know. It was started out Lessons in Love, and then it finally got to Test in Love. So, like, I know that there's probably somebody out there going, yeah, right, she's listening to Harry Potter, she's listening to, this or that, whatever. And, no, it was one of mine. I love my stories. I would, if I had it all audioed out and everything, I would listen to my story while I'm doing this. And the only reason why I'm not doing that is because I want you. Hold on. Be nice. Every once in a while, my boys just go, I'm gonna bite you now. Ben thinks it's playing. He doesn't actually know what playing is. But Ben thinks, his brother's playing with him. So yay! But no, biting is not playing. Even if you're a cat. Biting usually means that one is being aggressive toward the other, and it's not a good thing. Especially since Sam usually goes for the throat. The back of the neck. And I don't like that. And I don't know where they learned that from. We watch nice videos. When we're watching kitty cat videos, we watch nice ones. Where, Evie and Yoshi are meowing. Or Chase, Millie, and Princess are, on the screen. But, and Sky when she was there. But, it doesn't always work exactly the way you want it to. Like you want your cats to be good kitty cats. And they're just sometimes royal brats. Uh, ah. Okay, wait a minute. This is the water. Yeah, that's the water. Okay. And then... Oh, okay. This side. Anyway, I'm determined to get this the way I need it to be, so the wandering trader will quit being a jerk and he'll go up there and he'll go run the gas station. Because I am totally counting him going for a swim every 5 seconds as being a jerk. Okay, so... Well, I guess we're going a little longer. It's like I want to work on my story. I want to go get breakfast. I want to, you know, um, I actually want to work on one of my other stories. I want to, because okay, so if I work on the next two stories on the Pirate's Daughter side, then I'll have no more stories for a little while, unless number 6 goes directly after. I just won't have anything, so it's not going to be a big deal. Um, I have to come up with stuff after that. Well, then, um, that one I could probably write in the audio program, and I'll probably still be coming up with those garbage things where I put yeah, and he says yeah, yeah, and I'll be able to go, yeah, you didn't, I mean, this didn't fix the issue. I'll be able to say that because I typed it directly in the program. What they're saying is that I should use Notepad and do it that way if I'm going to copy and paste. But I just don't think I should do it that way. What I want to do is come up with it on, come up with it in the program and then come up with it in the program and then copy and paste it into Word. And I don't know if it's going to work the way I want it to, or I'm pretty good at the moment at dividing it up into chapters. Sometimes, like this one, like this one, I usually do it scene by scene. So they went to the movie theater, but that wasn't the main focus of the chapter. The main focus of the chapter was that well, I mean, it was, but it wasn't. The main focus of the chapter was that he better get her home quick, and that Sam Crenshaw was supposed to be Ashley's date that night, and the problem is that he got into a car accident and and ended up in the hospital. So, okay, how do you explain that one to her dad when she was supposed to be out with Sam Crenshaw, but obviously she's out with Sean? So he does come up with an excellent thing that they wouldn't let her go in the ambulance anyway because she's not family. So instead, what? I guess I didn't take that out yet. Oh, no, I gotta have that on that side too, but we'll take it out for now. So I can get it all figured out. Anyway, and that Sean happened to pick Ashley up from her date. That Sean happened to pick Ashley up from her date on his way home after dropping off his girlfriend. Oh, that's not what I meant. But it's a secret girlfriend that he won't even let Jesse meet. Well, that is just a good idea because Jesse will go and steal a girlfriend. And probably has a few times, you know. I don't know if I'm going to put it that way or if, since they're, they're brothers, but maybe because they're twins, they can feel the other person's feelings about stealing girlfriends or something like that, and they decide not to. I don't know, but anyway, I'm also a little tired because I fell asleep at like 8 something, I think. Making me sound like a old lady. But I mean a older lady. Um but yeah, I think I fell asleep at like 8 or 9 something. And yeah, I changed my story a little bit. Maybe it was 9 something. Um but anyway, I fell asleep around then, and then I woke up a little after midnight, needing to go upstairs. And I told my husband, go to bed. It is not Friday. He's allowed to stay up later on Friday and Saturday. But last night was Thursday. So that meant he has one more day left. And, one more day left before he can stay up as long as he likes. And I think I'm going to see if we can go out to dinner at a place that has real Coca-Cola because that'll make me want to stay up later. The caffeine, it affects me, so I end up staying up later. So if we wanted to, we could have me, my husband, and sit around and play GTA, That's the idea, is that we were playing with me, my husband, our son, and our friend. And for some reason, all of a sudden, the internet did not want to let us all play together. And I was getting quite mad about that. I'm still kind of, I'm still mad about that, but I don't know if I need to be mad. We haven't tried it again. Because he reset the router. Usually when we're having problems, it means that the internet is connecting to the wrong tower. And basically we just have to call them up and say, hey, connect it to the 5G instead of the 4G. Because we have two towers and we're in the middle. So it's like, okay, are we going to connect to this tower today or are we going to connect to that tower today? I've got to say that since he reset it, it is acting a lot better. And my husband's always sitting there going, Verizon isn't that great, but, since we were able to bundle it, we're going to keep it. But actually, it's really good. I mean, we've got how many devices in the house? And it's mostly working for our needs. Because we've got mine's never on anymore because it won't hold a charge. But we've got two tablets, two phones, so Android iPads for you Apple users. Um, um, we've got two tablets, two phones. He's got a smartwatch and two Xboxes, two computers. Well, three computers, but the one's never on. Um, we've got a lot of devices and it's keeping up for the most part. The only thing it won't do is let us play together. I kind of want to get those, the like spy glasses. I totally want to get the spy glasses. Um, I don't remember what you call them, but you can get them at the Verizon store. And like when we go to Disneyland, that's what I want to do. If we ever get to go to Disneyland again, that's what I want to do. I want to use the spy glasses. Um, I'm gonna keep calling them that until I actually learn what they're called. But that's what I want to do. Okay. Oh, good. Okay. So I'm gonna like that, and I'm gonna like that, and I'm gonna like that. Just in case anybody does come in while I'm trying to get rid of this part right here. So I don't like the Wandering Traitor. He just shows up and he usually gets in the way. Um, You jerk. Uh-oh. Well, I can get Bozo Brain to, get out of the water real quick. Well, I thought I could. Okay, let's see if I can get him on more solid ground. Now, would you follow me? Okay. Now, come here. Come here, come here, come here. Come on. Come on. There. Yeah, okay, so I guess we're going to 11. I didn't want to go until 11. I wanted to finish my book, but, I mean, my chapter. There's no way I'm finishing the book today. I'm only on, what did I say, 219? So, yeah. Yeah, there's just no way I'm finishing the book today. But, you know, if I try hard enough, I can get, I think if I try hard enough, I can get the chapter done and maybe the one after that. But like I said, he's gonna be up. You. You know, I think he's gonna be up late. He might even be up until like 1 o'clock in the morning. I don't know because he's working, but you know, there's a possibility. Okay. Yeah. So if you want this, you will come up here. Okay, come over here. And then we're going to come up here. And then we're going to come up here. Oops. And then we're going to go over here. Get your butt inside. Oh, that's how they did that. I gotta get him. I figured that's the daddy, you know, the daddy sheep. Okay, come on, daddy sheep. No, come on. Daddy sheep, you're being stupid. Come on. There, all y'all make babies. I don't know why I want y'all to make babies, but There. Oh, there. I don't know. I just kind of thought the black furred one is like the daddy sheep, and then the white ones are the mommy sheep, and the gray one, I don't know. Going on the theory I just established, I have no idea what the gray sheep are. Maybe they're girls too. I don't know. Um, so this is why I didn't want to start Dreamlight Valley because, oh, okay. Um, I was hearing something that sounded like it was gonna be somebody pounding on the door, and I don't know why I thought that. It was just a heater turning on. Um, I think I need to turn it back off again though. So, one of the things I need to do before the 18th is I need to go and, um, take my shower. And then I need to try on all of my pants and see which ones uh, are the best for not falling off my butt. Because, problem is that, like when you go shopping, you really should be the same size that you are any other time. But, I was working at Walmart and like we could afford this one time we could afford the pants and I needed a extra large, and then the next time it was, I needed a large, and it just depends on what pants, I mean, which pants you're buying at the time, what brand, as to if they fit or not, is part of it. But the other part is that, like maybe I was having to buy pants at a certain time of month, a certain time of the month. Some women, like get, uh, yeah, they feel bloated, so so they're a little thicker around the middle than they would have been on on a normal day, and I think that's what happened with me. Is that it is that I was just shopping at the wrong time of the month on some of the days. And anyway, so I want to take um I want to wear a pair of shorts and also take my capris with me, and I don't know if I want to wear shorts or capris to grandma's birthday. Like I don't know if it's gonna be like appropriate to wear to wear shorts, even though it's April um and it might be too hot to wear capris. On the other hand, it might be colder there, might be hotter there. I don't know. But, I want to make sure that I've got, options for all weathers just in case. So I'll probably bring a couple of pairs of sweats just in case. I don't think it's going to be colder. I really don't. Usually when we go down there, we'll like go down there in for Thanksgiving, and I will be wearing my capris and a t-shirt instead of, or a nice shirt. I don't usually wear nice shirts, but I'll be wearing something like that instead of like sweats and a hoodie sweatshirt like I would in where we live. So yeah. So I really don't think I have to worry about being cold. I think I'm gonna have to worry about being too hot. So I don't know if I want to wear a t-shirt or if I want to wear a tank top. Um, yeah, I just don't know. Usually they're casual over there, but I don't know. 'Cause Grandma's 90th birthday, so they may have decided to, celebrate it in style or something. Um, the thing is that it's at my parents' house, so I think it's probably gonna be barbecue stuff and maybe gumbo, something like that. Gumbo, chicken and dumplings, stuff like that. But I don't know. It could be pizza for all I know, but I don't know if Grandma should be eating pizza at her age. And actually, if it is pizza, I probably ought to find out beforehand because pizza's been giving me heartburn and upset stomach. I don't know why. My stomach just doesn't seem to like mozzarella cheese. It's like, no, I don't think so. But, yeah, because they quite often have pizza for birthdays, but I don't think they'll have that this time, probably. I have more interesting foods like potato salad and fruit salad and chicken or hot dogs, hamburgers, stuff like that. But I don't know if Grandma's like on a special diet where she has to have certain foods and not have others or what. Yeah. I'm st- I'm still at that stage where I'm kind of worried that Grandma's not going to make it to her next birthday. Just just because of her age. It's not because she's sick or anything like that. But I didn't know Grandpa was sick, and then all of a sudden he's no longer with us. And Grandma is my last grandparent. She's technically a step grandparent, but I don't call her that. I just call her Grandma. Um, and I've noticed that some people, it's like, you're not my dad, you know, or you're not my mom, or you're not my grandparent, because they're a step. But I don't understand that. I mean, I really don't understand that. It doesn't make a dime's bit of sense to me. In fact, I know somebody who calls her, um, calls his, mother's husband or longtime boyfriend, whatever he is. I don't think she's ever said. I don't think he's ever said that it's the husband, but I'm not sure. But anyway, he calls him Bruce. He doesn't call him Dad. It's like, okay, I don't understand that. Unless they're not married, and then that makes total sense. But they've been together for quite a long time, I guess. That's kind of weird because I'm like, People I watch on YouTube, they've got, uh, they've got older parents that are probably at least as old as grandma, and or at least close to it. And I'm like worried for them that their loved one isn't going to be around anymore. Um, but I really don't think I should be worrying about grandma because I think she's got staying power. Yeah. I always say staying power. I don't remember where I got that. I'm pretty sure it was off a TV show or a movie. But oh yeah, that might be it actually. Cheaper by I mean not cheaper by the dozen. Yours, Mine, and Ours. The first one with Lucille Ball and I want to say Henry Fonda. I'm not sure if that's who it is, but I think it is. Um, anyway, um, something about. Oh, I think I knew that before that, before I saw that. But anyway, whatever. Um, he said that finally he found a nanny, babysitter, whatever that had staying power, and yeah, they found out the only reason why she had staying power is that she was wanted by the police. So, eventually, the two main characters, Frank and Helen. That took a while. That was like old school computer slow, but at least it happened. Anyway, Frank and Helen. Um, he has 10 children. She has 8 children, and um, it turns out they figure out that they like each other like that, and they eventually get married. And somewhere in there, they have number 19 gonna be coming soon. And the funny thing is that they got this really old house. It's only got 4 bathrooms. So, like 5 people are assigned to, um, I think, I think it would be like 5 people are assigned to one bathroom at a time. Um, so if you got to go at the same time somebody else does, that sucks. I'm trying. I'm trying to convince my husband that if we ever got a different house than the one that we have, that we need at least 2 bathrooms. At least. Um, I'm actually trying to convince him that if like we need a bathroom for me, a bathroom for him, and a bathroom for guests. Or when the that hasn't happened in a really long time. So this place is older than me, and it's got a few things going wrong with it, but at least the stuff that needs to go does. There's been very few times when we had to, well, maybe not very few, but there's been just a few times where we had to actually get uh you know plunge the potty, you know. So I like our place. Except for that, there you have to go all the way up and down the stairs to go to the bathroom. I try not to mention that room on my streams because I know some people get squeamish about it. Um, because for a while there, he'll probably keep doing it too. Chris from Park Pass was going and doing hotel room tours, and he does that every once in a while, and I kind of like it. I like the ones where he goes around Disneyland better, but I kind of like it. But every time he gets to the bathroom, he's like, "If you need to use it," yeah. And at first, he wasn't even showing it. He's like not wanting to show it, and then, um, and then he got to where he was showing it, and they were doing like the flush test. How long does it take it to fill back up? Because you really shouldn't go um, until it's you know full up again. Because sometimes if you don't wait, it just won't suck the stuff down. Um, okay, let's change the subject because that is a bad subject. Um, well, I already talked about I want to go and change Angel to a motorcycle. I mean, Angel's still gonna be in it. They still go and do stuff, and he still has to bribe Angel because Angel will come to Ashley's rescue. If he thinks his owner is being abused in any way, he will come to the rescue. So, it's said in my book that the year before, Ashley was angry at Sean for something, and Angel got Jesse instead of Sean. Because at that time, at least, he could not tell the difference. Um, so I did have him show up in front of the garage door and neigh his yes. Just like a horse does. Um, but that actually doesn't make any sense. For the way I rewrote the chapter, it doesn't make any sense. Uh, I mean, that part of the chapter, it just doesn't make any sense to have Angel in there. But it's like, well, why were we bribing Angel if he wasn't going to be in a scene in after that? So I just I made it to where for some reason the garage door opened and he happened to be there. I probably should have made it to where like somebody was driving in, like, just a random person. And then had, like the part where Ashley's ordering them, uh don't tell daddy, something like that. But anyway, I can't wait to get back to my story. I really need to eat something too, but I guess we'll wait until 11. I'm just trying to get the bottom part right here done. I'm trying to get it to where the um trying to get to where this edge here goes up to that stairway. Well, kind of stairway. And then I'm trying to get uh trying to reel this in to that stairway, and um trying to get the other side to, you know, this side over here to go over to that stairway. That stairway. I don't know if you can see my pointer or not. I just thought of that. I hope so. Yeah, you can see the pointer. Okay. I don't know why. I just thought maybe you couldn't see it for some reason. Aha. Yeah, so I had a time when I was watching that episode of Full House where Jesse first tells Becky that he loves her in South Lake Tahoe, and I thought, um, um, wait, no, it was. I mean, it was South Lake Tahoe, but it was the Nevada side. In the wondrous Alibaba Hotel and Casino. Well, the only problem is that I know exactly what it is. It was last time I checked, it was like Lakeside Inn or something like that. I don't know exactly what it was called, but it did at the time. So I thought, wow, because they either made up something, or that's what it was called in 1989 or whatever it was. I know that it's one of the episodes where Michelle is able to walk and talk. And um um okay, Michelle is able to walk and talk, and but she was like, oh, I can't remember who asked her. Is these I want to say Joey walked up and asked Michelle had she like Lake Tahoe, or no, maybe it was DJ. Anyway, it was somebody. I think it was DJ. Um. Anyway, and she goes, "Too cold." Yeah. So she wasn't like speaking necessarily full and complete sentences. But I think she was. Oh, I don't know. Haven't watched that in a long time too. It's one of my favorite shows. It really is. But um, but like I've seen that season a lot. The one that I haven't seen very much is like season 6 and 7. Because it used to be that we had season 1. Okay, so I watched season 1 to death, and then we had season 8, I think. Because I was like, I want to get them, but I'm willing to get them season by season. That's fine. It'll take a little more money, but we just had a time when we couldn't buy the whole set at once, and we probably still can't. But anyway, so I had like 1 and 8, or no, I think I had 1, 2, and 8, because I had some other season. So yeah, I had like 1, 2, and 8, and then eventually we got like 3 and 4, and then we finally got 5, 6, and 7 at some point in time. So we've got all of Full House, and we've got all of Murder She Wrote. I think we've got all of Magnum PI, but I could be wrong. We could just have like the first season. I actually don't know. The one with Tom Selleck, the original. I know that we've got all the episodes of the A Team. Um, and that I didn't like the last season very much. It didn't work. So I'm like, I totally understand why they took it off the air. Not happy about it necessarily, but I understand. Just in case. I don't know if it would spawn down here or not, but just in case. I mean, it doesn't matter what I have in my hand right now. I could have the door for all it matters. But I wouldn't be able to put it. Hmm. Nope. Still moving. Hmm. That's something that bugs the heck out of me on GTA is that, you'll think you have unalived the person that you were just shooting, and they come back like Freddy Krueger. So I get really mad, I start calling them Freddy Krueger because I know Jason um came back in his movies too. I think Jason's the Halloween movies, and Freddy Krueger's the Friday the 13th. And I don't know why people have to make horror flicks. I really don't understand, but they do. So, I mean, they choose to make them. Um, but yeah, so I usually end up calling them Freddy Krueger, Freddy Krueger. And, I make my videos hoping that you all will like them, but, it's always going to be hit and miss. I know a lot of people have, like Unspeakable, Preston Plays, Brianna Plays, um, um, well, Chris from Park Pass. Uh, well, I mean, the whole Park Pass team, but, because it's him and his wife Amanda and their son Miles, and occasionally, uh, his, Chris's mom Mimi, and very occasionally Bruce, but there's they've got a whole team. So, like, maybe this video you'll have Chris, and then, maybe this video you'll have Amanda. And I point that out because recently, I don't know if that got added to the list yet. I think it did, though. I've got a very long list of videos I need to catch up on. But anyway, um, she or he went one place and she went another place. So, so you got a video from Chris at the place he went, and then you had another video with Amanda where she went. So, I am looking forward to seeing both of those videos, but I haven't seen either one because um, I got behind on my YouTube watching, and I just keep adding it to the watch later list, and it's driving me crazy actually. Um, Part of what I need to do is go through the videos and see which TSMC builds I actually want to build and put them, um, like, at the beginning of the list, and then I need to go and take the, at the beginning of the list is actually the music. Uh, you know, um, like when I go and watch the Got Talent, the Got Talent shows, and um, I can't remember her name. Well, anyway, I can't remember her name, but she was singing "Not in the Shallows Now." But I used to not like her video because it sounded like she was saying shallows. Um, but then I heard it from the original singer, and I'm like, I can't do that. But anyway, she was super nervous. I want to say if I went on, if I fulfilled a uh dream that I, I'd like to go on a Got Talent show, even though, singing's not my main thought. I would like to go on a Got Talent show and, sing on the stage. Just because, like, when I was a kid, I wanted to be like everything. I wanted to be a firefighter. I wanted to be an astronaut, a martial arts expert. Um, I probably wanted to be a Ninja Turtle at one point. No, I don't think that because I might have wanted to be a doctor or a lawyer. I'm usually really practical about what uh what I wanted to be when I grew up. I think I was, more practical than that. Like, I wanted to be a flight attendant. I wanted to, be an author. I wanted to be a librarian, actually. I don't think I wanted to be an author yet, which is kind of weird, me thinking that I didn't want to be an author. That's just, that's odd, you know. I used to get upset at those tests that they give you in school. They give you that test, and like if you're on the side of shrubs, you're supposed to be a landscape architect or something like that. And it's like, no. I knew what I wanted to be when I grew up. Um, at that point, I wanted to write books. and I wanted to have them published, and I wanted to make, enough money to pay the bills at the very least. I didn't necessarily want to be as rich as J.K. Rowling, but I wanted to be at least as rich as Jessica Fletcher on Murder, She Wrote, you know? Where she can pay her bills, she can go on trips, like she went to Ireland in one of her episodes. Well, actually, two of her episodes, because it was Welcome Back in the second one. But anyway, she was one of the episodes. She's researching why this girl is not alive anymore. Um, One of the shop owner's daughters. Um, she uh, something happened, and she ended up getting stuck in this one spot, and um she ended up getting stuck in this one spot, and it's like a castle turned into a hotel, I want to say. And it had like a dungeon room, and it has a door, but the door's like stuck solid shut, so it was not going to open no matter what. And Jessica ends up getting stuck in that same spot, and it turns out that there's like there was a secret door from inside the house. Like you go knocking on the walls and it opens up, and uh like on Scooby Doo, it opens up, and um you get stuck in that room. Well, only because the doors are, like welded shut, but it's like more welded shut from time, not anything else. Um, okay. So I really want to finish getting this. Oh, I don't think that's going to happen today. But I really do want to finish. That was the other thing. Okay, so I got on Dreamlight Valley yesterday, and I was um playing it at the same time as my sister, so we were talking, and we did the I was streaming and she wasn't. We were both struggling to not sing songs. We were like really struggling to not sing songs yesterday. There. No, we'll do this for good measure, because I think they can. I think they would have been able to go from here to there to. Oh, yeah. I don't know if they can do the corner jump thing. I don't know. Anyway, it's bugging me. Anyway, I'm really looking forward to working on my story today. And I need food, and I need to get off of here. But the problem is that I keep working on it because I want to get it done. Anyway, yesterday, I stayed on way too long, and then I was just like distracted because I was going to get off and I was going to work on my story, and I probably would have gotten a lot more done, but my sister got on, so I felt like I should talk to her. And, because the last family member that I didn't talk to when I had the chance is in heaven now. So, um, Would somebody please explain to me why it went so far and didn't go further than that? Anyway, my stomach's been a little off lately. Like, I've been eating too late in the day. Um, so we can't go to Costco and get soda anymore, really, because they've got like aspartame soda. Everything tastes like artificial sweetener. And I don't know why. None of the other places taste like that, but that one happens too. And I just think it's really weird. Um, that all of a sudden it would taste like aspartame. Like I could understand if it like maybe tasted like had soap in it. I mean, like some kind of cleaner, but it literally tastes like it's got aspartame in it. I only know what that tastes like because, because I don't drink artificial sweeteners. I usually just have plain soda, as Robin said, because I can't think of her name in the show, in the movie. But there's a movie called Toys, and it's played by the same lady who did Princess Bride. She was Buttercup. And I think that is so weird because they don't look. I mean, I guess they look alike, but they don't sound alike at all whatsoever. So, I'm like left with the idea of does she normally sound like she does on Princess Bride, or does she normally sound like she does on Toys? Because Toys, she sounded like she was um kind of a southern accent, and then in Princess Bride, she sounded like, maybe she was from England or something. So I don't know one way or the other, but I really don't know one way or the other, but that's something that kind of bugs me is that on um the movie Days of Thunder, Carrie Ells, who plays Wesley on, I probably just said his last name wrong, and I will for all eternity because I don't know how to say it, unless he, meets up with me at some point and I can ask him, how do you say your name? But anyway, he plays Wesley on The Princess Bride, and in that one, and um he plays Robin Hood on Robin Hood Men in Tights. And both of those, he sounds like he's got an English accent. But because of one of the lines and because of the way he sounds in the movie Days of Thunder, he says, unlike some other Robin Hoods, I can speak with an English accent, which is a troll poke to Kevin Costner because Kevin Costner just used his regular voice. He didn't even try to sound English at all whatsoever. I want to say that I saw an interview or something like that um, at one point, and like they tried to give him a voice coach, and he just failed miserably. But I may have made that up. I have no idea. Um, I want to say that was a thing, but I don't know. Oh yay, the llama, the llama, ooh ooh ooh, the llama. I don't know. That was to the tune, and that was to the VeggieTales tune. The bunny, the bunny. Um, so in that one, oh, Wait a minute. Okay. So anyway, in Days of Thunder, he sounds like he's from America, and he sounds like he's maybe a southern kind of person. You know, like maybe from Georgia or something like that. And I think that is so weird. And then I'm left wondering, does he sound like the I mean, normally does he sound like the very cute Wesley and Robin Hood, or does he normally sound like the jerk Southerner on Days of Thunder? I don't know. So I'm left wondering that, and I'm hoping he's the English accent, and he's just really good at doing the Days of Thunder accent. Okay. Um, I didn't like his character. His character was a jerk. Um, that movie also has Tom Cruise in it, and Tom Cruise's character, his thing is he doesn't know all that technical jargon about driving. Like he can't go and tell you, uh, yeah, the shimmy under the seat is bad. Um, can you please fix it? He had, you know what? Drive me crazy. He can't tell you that. He can say, uh, there's something wrong with the seat, but he can't tell you what's wrong with it. So, he ends up, I mean, they end up learning how to work with with the disability of not being able to say exactly what, um, is going on in racing car terms. So, anyway, I like that one, but I don't like, uh, I don't like Carrie's, uh, role in that because he's the jerk that's saying, uh, we gotta get, or Cole's not driving safely, and he wants to win at all costs, so he goes and like kind of crashes into, or well, yeah, he pretty much crashes into Cole, but it's like bumping him, not a full on crash, he's just bumping him, and um there was something about rubbings racing and stuff like that. So, but, he's willing to cheat or run Cole off the road to get, Cole's his last name, I think. But anyway, he's willing to run him off the road if it means that he can win. So I don't like his character, and usually he plays, I'm used to him being the good guy on the movie. So where did they come up with him being the bad guy? But yeah. Of course, there's this other guy on there. Like they want to have two people racing on the team, and so it's Cole and the other guy, and I cannot for the life of me remember what the guy's name is on the show, on the movie. Oh, Nicole Kidman's in there too. Um, I just remembered all of a sudden. She's a doctor in that one. Um, so the other guy that races on the team with Cole, um, he is one of those guys that, like, I ain't going to the doctor unless I'm dying. And so the problem is, I didn't realize that he was. Or pretty much. Oh, Rowdy, I think his name is. Yeah, I think Rowdy. Anyway, he didn't realize that he pretty much was. He was starting to forget things, and Cole asked him, "What'd you get this for?" And he goes, "Oh, that's when I won the Indy 500 or something like that." And he goes, "This is a bowling trophy." Something like that. So anyway, they finally get him in there, and Cole and I think it's Cole and Carrie's character um had to be on the same team for some reason, and it ended up that they stole the engine from the one car because they've got like two teams, and they stole the engine from the one car. The guy that hired Cole to be the driver in the first place had kind of become a bad guy too. Um, for uh just for a little bit because they had to do two different teams or something like that. And anyway, watch the movie. It's worth watching, especially if you like the Fast and Furious movies. Where they're racing, and they gotta get it. Dang, that was loud. Um, they gotta get the race won. You know, it's not like Fast and Furious. It's definitely like IndyCar racing or IndyCar that yeah Indy 500, Daytona 500, whatever. It's like that kind of racing, but still it's worth watching. I like it. Um, I also recommend the Fast and Furious movies. Except for the last one. Number 10 was just weird, kind of disjointed, left me with more questions than answers. Um, I did not understand at all why they were showing the characters getting killed off. And unless they really did kill them off for some reason, I don't know why they would, but um, unless they really did kill them off for some reason, I'm assuming that the bad guy is going to have like a dungeon and, uh, like you know, the whole group is going to be in the one dungeon room. What was that? Is going to be, held in the one dungeon room, or it's going to be ladies in this room and guys in this room. So it'll probably be Mia and Ramsey in the one room, and then it'll be don't do that, you dumb sheep. Here. Yeah, so you got the option of up, 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 or up. Okay, so we're gonna get these three done, and then while I do my outro, we'll um I don't even know if outro is an actual word now that I think about it, but maybe it is. I have no idea. Yeah, so this is that long area that I was opening up earlier. Okay, so, I write books. They're available on Amazon in hardback, paperback, and ebook. And if you're watching any of the videos I did earlier today, you may think I'm being a little brainless, and I pretty much was. um, like, I woke up and went to the bathroom and then came back up here and started streaming, so I didn't give myself enough time to really wake up. But anyway, so my books are $26 for Pirate's Daughter, Misfortune, and Hard Times. They're $26 each. For the hardback. $24 for Esperanza's Party hardback. The Island, $25. Lessons in Love, $27 for the hardback. And then Adopted Coral, which is the only kids book I have written right now. But I'm going to write, I really am, I'm going to eventually write Ben's book with live, with real pictures that I took myself. Coral's got real pictures that I took myself. Anyway, that is not available in hardback at the moment because it needed to be like 40 pages or was it 40 pages, or it needed to be like 10 pages more, something like that. Like so close but yet so far. So maybe when we have, oh, I can't do that. I was gonna say, I was gonna say that I wanted to take Coral's book and Ben's book and put it together. Well, I could do that, except for that there's a small problem. I don't have most of Coral's pictures anymore. I would probably have to go and take I would probably have to take my sister's, take a picture of every single one of the pictures, and then ask my sister if she's got a copy, and ask my Facebook if it's got a copy. And I'll have to talk to my sister about that because I don't know how to find the photos in Facebook anymore. Yeah. So anyway, Pirate's Daughter, Misfortune, Hard Times, Esperanza's Party, The Island, and Lessons in Love are all $20 each for the paperback. And Adopted Coral is a wonderful bargain at $6 because I've noticed that retail books nowadays for children start out at about $10. So that is very annoying. You want to go and buy a book for your child, it's only $6. Adopted Coral is only $6. So, I think I'm going to do that with Ben's book as well. Make it only $6. And then the ebooks, Pirate's Daughter and Esperanza's Party are $3.05 each. And then the rest of them are $5 each. And then Adopted Coral is $2.99. So I set it up to where I get about $5, I think, or maybe it's $7. But I don't know. Anyway, $5 to $7 for the hardbacks, $5 for the paperbacks, and I get about $2 for each ebook. So, I may have set that up to where I get more now because, like I said, they're $5, so I don't know what my thought process was, or if they, changed the policy or what. Anyway, I don't get very much for my books, but at least it's something. Every little bit helps. Oh, and I did want to say one thing that um I want to say it was Workaday. I may be wrong, but their dollar store uses a certain program to do their applications, and it was excluding it. It was stopping people from getting a job if they were over 40 or if they were disabled. And so I signed up for that yesterday, and you were supposed to sign up for it before March 7th, but I didn't know about it until now. So I'm hoping, beyond hope, that I was able to get in on it too, because I know that I put in for, I think, all three of our dollar stores, and I know I put in for at least two of them. The one pretty much right across and down the street, and the one across from our Tractor Supply. And I did not get even an interview. If I get an interview and I don't get the job, that's one thing. It makes me feel like, we actually tried. But if I don't do that, I mean, if I, like, don't even get called, I'm upset. Because it's like, okay, did I not get called because they weren't really looking? And then that makes me mad because they said that they were and they weren't. Or they were, but they already had the person figured out who they were going to hire, and, didn't even give me an interview, or, anyway. So anyway, that is a thing, and I thought it might help other people that maybe were in the same situation. I applied to Dollar Tree because it's just for the Dollar Tree ones, and I don't know if it's like for Dollar General or any of those other places, but I applied for it because they give you part-time hours, and I'm like, okay, I can do this. And they're literally right across the street and down the street a little bit. So I can walk to work. The only time I'd be worried about walking to work is when it's icy and snowy outside. And, like, that's the only time that I would be worried about it. Because, like, when you go to work, you can take an umbrella if it's raining. You can wear like a tank top on the way to work, and then add that lightweight dress shirt kind of thing, when you get there. Or if they have, a work t-shirt, as like a uniform, you can wear that, I'm not really worried about, what I would wear, but, I'm worried about when it's snowing and icy outside. I've gotten hurt how many times so far? So anyway, I'm a little worried about that, but other than that, I can do the job. I'm a fast cashier. I can cashier and talk to the customer at the same time. Usually I don't get distracted, and you know, I can get it done. Um, it's not fun having to get a job outside the house, but if we can figure out how to pay off the HOA and then keep up on it, then that'd be great. And if I'm getting a regular paycheck, then I could, um, if I'm getting a regular paycheck, then I can go and get, um, like I can go and have them make, um, I can go and have them make some kind of ornaments with my book, with my cover for my book on it, or I can go and um, um, uh, I don't know, like I can purchase a bunch of books and do giveaways or something, and like maybe have a like give away signed copies. Although I don't want anybody using my signature for bad stuff, so I don't know if I would want to do that. Um, I'm sorry, I think about those kind of things. A bunch of people would just be like, "It's a signed copy! Oh my goodness!" But then other people might think, I can copy that signature. I think it would be really hard to copy my signature because, like in the first book, it would be signed one way and then another signed another way. I had to sign it the same way twice when we were trying to find out if the check I had been sent was valid or if it was fake, and it ended up being fake. But I mean, it really did. It ended up being fake. But I was having a hard time signing it the same way twice because I just don't. So I don't know if somebody would be able to actually steal my, like if I did signed copies. I don't think anybody would actually be able to get away with stealing my signature. But anyway, I'd be able to do giveaways. I'd be able to, I might be able to be silly, and Las Vegas was calling me. Ooh. That could have been like that totally could have been a hotel trying to drum up business and say, if you come right now, you can get a free hotel room and we'll even pay for your food. You just got to get here. That'd be interesting. We wouldn't be able to do it unless it was on a weekend, but I've never been to Las Vegas. I do live in Nevada, but I've never been to Las Vegas. 'Cause Nevada's one of those, big, bigger states that, it takes, like, over 6 hours to get from one end to the other. I said I was going to turn this off, and I haven't done it yet. So anyway, if you're watching me on Twitch right now, please follow and chat. If you're watching me on YouTube right now, please like, share, comment, subscribe, notification bell, and please get those valid public watch hours up. And please buy my books. I still don't exactly know what a valid watch hour is. I'm assuming it means watch it from second one, watch it from the first second to the very last second. And I don't know if it means have the sound on. I mean, some people just can't have the sound on. Like, they're watching YouTube when they're not supposed to at work, you know? But, yeah. That's the only thing that we needed to fix on YouTube is getting the valid public watch hours up. So yeah, I don't know what that means. Maybe it also means, I mean, I know it means don't be a chatbot or, some other, digital thing instead of a person. But like other than that, I don't quite understand. Hey, I got a dumb idea, except for I don't think I have the material for it. I don't. Of course not. I have the idea of making a whole bunch of tracks and minecarts and collecting all of the collecting all the sheep that way. Don't you go for a swim, Fluffy. He's like, I won't. Okay. Oh wait, it said the white sheep were girls. So she said I won't. But the way the sheep said it was like it was a guy sheep. I don't know. Okay, I've actually got to stop this. And will I stop this? I have no idea. Because I got 3 more pages of this chapter, and technically 2.5 pages. So I got like 2.5 pages, and then I've got another 5 pages after that. And if I can get both of that done, I'll be happy. I'll be totally happy. The one problem with my with the part of the story that I'm at right now is that the next chapter is Sean's 17th birthday. So that means that on her birthday, Ashley's going to be 16, but we haven't gotten to her birthday yet. And something's going to happen over the summer. And yeah. So I don't know if I'm going to, be able to tell you guys what's happening in the book because, we still haven't answered the question of are Sean and Ashley can get back together. are Sean and Ashley the ones um, that went out on that date that I was telling you about. Is the Ninja Ashley. Um, it, and um, uh, there's like a whole bunch of what is on that island. Um, you know, there's a whole bunch of questions that need to be answered, and they have answers, and I can tell you exactly what it is, but I don't want to because I want you to read it and find out for yourself. You know, um, Olaf on Dreamlight Valley keeps saying, "Did you know books are the windows to the world?" Well, that's not the way I think of it. I think of it as there was a series called Alice in Bible Land, and if I could find a whole entire set, I would be willing to, um, I would be willing to help the company who owns them now, if anybody owns them now, make them into ebooks, because I think that would be a good seller. There's a lot of Christian people out there, and, they might want Christian ebooks for their kids, And Alice in Bible Land was a good series. I think it's out of print now because I tried to look it up on Amazon, and I think I found somebody was trying to sell uh, their copy, but they wanted to sell the whole set for like $300. I'm like, I don't know if I want that. I don't know if I want to put up with that. um, but anyway, I do want to copy it, and I would be totally willing to help whoever owns them now to make them into ebooks so they can be sold on Amazon. So, kids that want to read a nice book can have them on their phone or their tablet. Um, on the one hand, I don't necessarily agree with kids having cell phones just because, they can drop them, they can lose them, you know, all that stuff. But on the other hand, if they are walking down the street to their friend's house, mom can have them on the phone the whole time until they get over to their friend's house. 'Cause I know of a little girl who was just going down the street to go to her friend's house, and she never made it over there. And it was because she got kidnapped, and I don't think she was one of the ones that got found. I don't remember, but I don't think she was. Um, but anyway, I've got to stop this. I mean, technically, if I want to do my 8 to noon thing, then I can wait 19 more minutes, and hopefully I'll be at a stopping point. I doubt it, but, maybe. Um, I'm just trying to get it to where this little island does not exist. Nothing can spawn on it, and they'll all spawn in that big open field over there that is way more important to me. Because it's in the story. This island over here is not. Thank you, Sheepy. That could be Fluffy. I have no idea. I'm not going to try to keep up on the names. Um, Anyway, so my idea is to try to get all the pages done that I need to get done, and then, not put on Nash Bridges, not put on a video, preferably, and just work on my book. But that doesn't usually work because then there's not enough going on in the room. So I stop paying attention because I just, like my brain's bored or something. I know it sounds weird, but seriously. So I don't know, but we'll figure it out. Or just put on Nash Bridges or oh no, I can't put on Dukes of Hazzard. I would love to put on Dukes of Hazzard, but I can't because if I put that on, then I will definitely be like, oh my gosh, it's that episode, and I'll want to watch it. So you have to put on something that you've seen a million zillion times. And most of the Dukes of Hazzard series I've seen a million zillion times, but they're still very important to me. I want to watch them again and again and again and again. Yeah. So, dang. So it says we've been on here for almost 3 hours. This is a day that I try to be like, I only want to do it for a few hours, and then, like I want to do, like 30 minutes or something like that, and I always end up going way longer than that. Anyway. Anyway, I'm hungry. So, if I can get myself to get off of here, that would be nice. If I could get myself to get off of here. I almost wish that, like, one of you was here so you could keep me accountable. Yeah, like a moderator. And that way I could, get off on, at the time that I wanted to get off. But I wouldn't have gotten all this done, so wouldn't have gotten all this done, and we wouldn't have, this much less to do next time. Okay, 15 minutes, and I'm definitely getting off unless I get off earlier than that. And, like I said, it's because I want to work on my story. Because if I don't work on my story, then I can't get it done. And I definitely won't get it done by Grandma's birthday. But I know that I'm not going to get it done by Grandma's birthday, so, Okay, now I gotta rescue this sheep because it's being stupid too. Great sheep rescue. Actually, I was kind of thinking, don't know if I'm going to do it, but I was kind of thinking about watching the movie that I was talking about earlier, the one that I won't say the name of. I was kind of thinking that I wanted to watch that today. Um, but again, I think I would like to. Don't do that, you stupid sheep. Again, I think that would distract me. So, I don't know. Okay. So yeah, I'm trying to bring this in to here, and I'm trying to bring that in, all of this in to there, and get all of the little sheepies where they're supposed to be. But no, 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 don't fall. Oh, hey, come here. Thought I was losing Fluffy there. Good. Now, you get some because you were a good boy and you were a good girl. There you go. Anyway, so I guess we will. Oh, I don't want to do that. Okay. I guess we will end the stream now. Like before I get more invested in this. Because I want to get it done. And if we can get the 3 pages done in, almost caught, and we can get the 5 pages, I think it was, in 17th birthday, then I think we'll be good. You know? I think we will be good. For today, and then we can get on here again and just, pull out all the stops. And we can watch that movie. Remember, I said it has Dolly Parton and Burt Reynolds. And he's a sheriff, and it's got, maybe Jim Neighbors? Hold on a minute. Okay, yeah, Jim Neighbors. Anyway, it has those 3 in it. It's got some other people too. Um, oh, and, not Dan DeVito. Dom DeLuise, I think. I'm pretty sure. Dom DeLuise. But he doesn't really look like Dom DeLuise. Because he was, skinnier at the time. I think. Anyway, it's a good movie. But I wouldn't say it's for children. Necessarily. Although this is coming from the lady who was able to watch Grease ever since it came out. So me and my mom used to watch it every year when it came on TV. Literally, while my mom was pregnant with me, we saw it for the first time in the theaters, 1978. And like I said, we watched it like every year on TV. And when we were able to, I had a VHS copy for the longest time. And there's a scene in Stranded at the Drive-In. The car comes up, goes honk honk honk, because he's standing in front of the, he's basically standing in front of the screen. I think that part is where he's going, oh Sandy, and he's standing in front of the screen, so like his shadow is showing up on the screen, and the car honks at him 3 times, and he goes over and sits on the swing that is in front of the movie theater. I mean, that is in front of the movie screen, because it's an outdoor movie theater where you drive your car in it. There are still a few places where you can do that in America. I just don't know where right now, unless one of them is in Sacramento. Because I know one of them was in Sacramento. I just don't know if it still is. But I also know that when you watched a movie there in the summertime, you got eaten by mosquitoes. Anyway, so my point is, though, that when it got to DVD, that honk 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 wasn't there. And I'm like, that does not sound right. Because I've been watching it all my life. It just did not sound right without the honk honk honk. So I finally got a better copy, and it has the honk honk honk, and I'm very, very grateful for it. And I was not making fun of John Travolta when I said that part, but I'm pretty sure that's the words that he said, and then honk honk honk, and then he goes and sits down. So if he ever watches this video, that would be so cool. But anyway, if he ever watches this video, then hopefully he will realize I wasn't making fun of him. I was just not singing it as good as he does. Okay. And then there's that sheep. What are you doing? Sheepy, what are you doing? Okay, Sheepy went over there. Oh, Pookies. See, this Sheepy wants to come over, and you know what? I've been using that more than I've been using that. So, this Sheepy wants to come over and get herself lost in the catacombs, and I'm like, we ain't doing that. Kind of like a homie don't play that thing. Oh no! Okay. Oh, can we do one swipe over here? Yeah. Technically, we got 4 minutes. Hopefully, the squid will help them get to shore, or the dolphins will come around. I don't think there's enough water for dolphins, but maybe. Okay, so did 2 swipes. I'm gonna park myself right here. If any sheep drown themselves, those 2. That's not on me. Okay, I will see you in the next streamer video.